Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, today we are from the class C. We are gonna analyze about our story. It is Romeo and Juliet story. But before, let us introduce ourselves one by one. I am Fajar Rahman.
My name is Siti Aisyah, Nurinsani, Auliyah, Burhan.
I'm Muhammad Tauhiq, Aqidatul Haq.
So, happy watching. First of all, I would like to present about the synopsis of Romeo and Juliet story. The story begins with a street battle between Montague and Capulet family. Prince Verona stated that if violence occurred, the death penalty would be carried out. Next, Paris spoke with the Lord Capulet about the plans to marry his daughter, but Capulet was worried. Juliet was still 13 years old, and Capulet wants Paris to wait 2 or 3 years again, and invites her to attend the Capulet balls. Meanwhile, the Montague family, the son of Lord Montague is Romeo, attends the Capulet dance with the desire to meet Rosaline. However, Romeo falls in love with Julia after meeting her. Romeo then appears in front of Julia, and they agree to get married, with the help of brother Lawrence, who wants the two families to reconcile through the union of their children. Romeo and Julia are married in a secret the next day.
Julia's cousin Tybalt, knowing that Romeo had infiltrated the Capulet dance, challenged her. Romeo, who regards Tybalt as his brother, refused to fight. Mercutio, offended by Tybalt's rudeness, fights Tybalt on behalf of Romeo. Mercutio is seriously injured when Romeo tries to stop the fighting. Feeling guilty, Romeo then kills Tybalt. Montague agrees that Romeo's act of executing Tybalt was that of the younger siblings. Prince Verona then banishes Romeo from Verona. Romeo then secretly spends the night in Julia's room, where they finish their wedding. Lord Capulet, misinterpreting Julia's grief, agrees to marry her to Paris and threatens not to recognize her as a child if Julia refuses to marry Paris. Julia wants the wedding to be postponed, but her mother refuses.
Julia then visits Brother Lawrence for help, and he offers him that will make him look like a man who has stopped cold, no heartbeat, pale for 42 hours. Brother Lawrence promises to send a message about the plan to Romeo, so that he can see Julia when she wakes up. On the night before the wedding, Julia took medication and was then laid to rest in the family cemetery after her family found Julia dead. However, the messenger doesn't make it to Romeo, and he gets information from his servant that Julia stopped, heartbroken. Romeo buys poison from a pharmacist, then goes to Julia's place. He met Paris, who was mourning Julia. Mistaking Romeo for a vandal, Paris attacks him. Then Romeo managed to kill Paris. Still thinking that Julia had stopped, he drank some poison. Julia then wakes up and sees Romeo dead, so she kills herself with a knife. But both the family and the prince see Paris, Romeo and Julia dead. Brother Lawrence then retells the story of Romeo and Julia. The Capulet and Montague families then agreed to end the feud between them.
Character: Romeo and Juliet describe the relationship between two important families in Verona. Capulet family. Capulet is the head of the Capulet family. Lady Capulet, wife of Lord Capulet and mother of Julia. Juliet is the daughter of Lord and Lady Capulet, and is the protagonist. Tybalt is Juliet's cousin, Lady Capulet's niece. The nurse is Juliet's personal maid. Peter, Samson, and Gregory are servants of the Capulet family. Rosaline, niece of Lord Capulet, a character Romeo loved before he met Julia.
Montague family. Montague is the head of the Montague family. Lady Montague is the wife of Lord Montague and the mother of Romeo. Romeo is the son of Lord and Lady Montague and is the protagonist. Benvolio is Romeo's cousin and best friend. Abram and Balthazar are servants of the Montague family.
The next is the difference. Brother Lawrence is a Franciscan brother. Chorus reads the prologue in this play. Brother John was sent to deliver Brother Lawrence's letter to Romeo. A pharmacist reluctantly sells poison to Romeo.
The setting of the story is in Verona, Italy.
The next is plot. Romeo and Juliet tells the two young men, each family from Verona family, facing each other. In a chance encounter, Romeo and Juliet meet and fall in love. However, Juliet's family had an arranged for her marriage. Despite the disagreements of two families, young people couldn't help but love each other. But those feelings, even if they were reciprocated, were doomed to fail. Even so, the two boys followed their hearts, marrying secretly in a ceremony.
But wait another step, and because of the death of one of Romeo's best friends at the hands of Juliet's cousin, this in revenge killed him, was sentenced to exile by the Prince of Verona. Faced with a situation where they have to separate, Juliet asks a monk for help to try to be together with her love. So they devise a plan to take the elixir to make it appear that he is dead, advising Romeo about the plan so they can be together. But the message never got to its destination.
Therefore, finding him in that state, Romeo decides to take his life with his lover. When he wakes up and sees what he has done to follow him to that afterlife, he decides to end his life. Moral value: the struggle of the two figures, Romeo and Juliet, was hindered by hatred due to ancient civilization that comes from the ancestors of parents of the two figures. But with persistent struggle and inspired by deep love, this story finally ends with the loss of hatred from both parties. Despite the death of Romeo and Juliet at stake, it is precisely the death that is colored with love that caused the hatred to disappear.
The next is my opinion. I think this story is a story of love that very touchy, emotional, and tragic ending. I think this story is interesting because it's easy to understand, and the problem that is taken in this story is general problem in love story. So we can learn something from this story. But in other side, there are three things that don't worry to emulate. The first one is illegal marriage, because there is no agreement between either the Juliet families or Romeo's family. So the second one is Romeo is vengeful, and the last one is suicide is not a solution for the problem.
So my opinion about this story is Romeo and Juliet story are unfortunate and tragic love story. The story is rather like the most love stories in my hometown, especially in Sulawesi. And of course, all the boys from Sulawesi knew that. Yes, I totally agree if someone say we must fight for love, but one of the lessons we can learn from this story is not to force too much of a destiny that we may have tried, but that we cannot change. People come and go, dude.
My opinion about this story is I appreciated Romeo's love struggle for Juliet, but he was defeated by emotion to kill himself.
So that's it, our analysis about Romeo and Juliet story.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you for watching.
Wassalamualaikum
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.